Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week, where we'll be covering the St Johnstone victory, hard fought victory, but still some problems for me and Lewis to take under. Obviously, look at the positives to that game as well. We'll have a look at the Relentless documentary that was put on our screens. Finally, we get to see the behind the scenes footage of when we won the league last year, and we'll look at the next two games against Lyon on Thursday and Motherwell on Sunday, which is now going to be Flag Day. I actually forgot all about that, but Flag Day on Sunday. And if you do enjoy, as always, if you could like, subscribe to the YouTube channel and share about anywhere else you're listening, that'd be much appreciated. So, going into this episode then, St Johnstone, finally, by the way, Rangers are back. That was the main thing. I just could not wait until that ball was kicked. Just, thank God. St Johnstone was going to be a tough game. We spoke about it last week. They obviously had a great season last year, but I think that sort of period's over for them in a way where they're not playing the same sort of football. They're really dogged. They're really hard to break down, but the best players missing now. It's going to be tough for Callum Davidson to get it out of the squad, and they're still not won a game this season yet, so they're struggling in there. But going into this one with us, though, Goldson wasn't on the team sheet. Immediately, I went to Twitter. Immediately, I saw, oh my God, Goldson, no way. After 2 weeks ago, people were like, nah, Goldson needs a time on the bench. But as soon as he's no there, everybody lost their shit. And me included, by the way, because I feel like you put Goldson with anybody in the centre-back position and he'll get the best out of them. But it was worrying to me, too, that I haven't played together a lot. But what was your thoughts on the whole team going into this one then?
Just like yourself, I was wondering why Connor Golson wasn't in the team sheet. I wasn't too concerned with the overall start 11. I was like, all right, should be good enough to get the result here, but as we'll get into the game, I'm pretty sure we'll get our thoughts on it, mate.
Aye, that's what I thought. I thought it's good enough. If that team can't win this game, we've got problems. And to be fair to the centre halves, apart from Hollander for the goal, which he was really poor on, I felt they dealt with a lot, especially Simpson coming on as well. I just want to give him a wee shout out. He came out in a tough period of that game and saw out the victory for us. But going into the first half then, that's it. We'll go into the second half. That's how it feels. Like the first half, nothing happened. Why is that a recurring theme? We every single first half we play, and that's what got me thinking while watching it. I'm like, when was the last time we actually played well in the first half of a game? Because Alishkert, me and you were obviously at Ibrox watching that. Awful performance. Dundee United away, awful in the first half. What other games have we got? Celtic, we were really poor in the first half. Malmo, home were decent. I'll give that because the crowd were up for it. Away from home, we were poor. Alishkert, again, away. First half, really poor. Livingston, first game of the season, you're always expecting a bit of a burst, and we got the goal early in that game, but we were all right there. But I've got to think about it. I'm like, why don't we seem to play our best stuff during the first half? Because you come out in the second half, you're either it's going to be 0-0, we're getting beat 1-0, or we've had too many chances we can't score. Or it's just, and in the second half we need to come out and put in a big performance. Why do we not see the same in both halves, do you think?
Probably because the fans are there on. I mean, I was going to say, well, no, look, listen, I don't know, mate. It's difficult. When we're getting beat, as I say, we're on their back straight away. We need to pull it out. We're always giving them our support for the start till the end, but I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you, mate. It's a difficult one. I can't put my finger on why we don't play well in the first half, but in the second half we seem to become more alive. I don't know what it is at all. But in terms of this game, honestly, I said it was St Johnstone, mate. I'm just going to go into it. I'm sorry, I said it was St Johnstone. You can hang with about last season all you want. Fantastic. I think Callum Davidson's but why sign a new contract? As Chris Boyd said on the commentary, there will be championship clubs looking to bring a manager in. He'll probably be one of the contenders for a job down there. Could 100% see that. But I kind of expected this kind of game for him, to be honest with you. Very rugged, very aggressive, sort of kind of just can't behind the ball really, man, against us looking to hit us on the counter. But for me, mate, I couldn't tell you why we don't play in the first half, man. It's frustrating. I think probably if you're looking back, probably last time we probably played well in the first half, you're probably looking at maybe one of the friendlies. I'm thinking maybe Brighton or something. I don't know. I kind of think of the top of my head. But no, I couldn't tell you, mate. I couldn't tell you what it is. Who knows?
I personally, I'm looking at it like the first half is a feeling out process. It is any game, but we just don't seem to have the urgency or anything about our play, and it's always noticeable to me. I'm watching it. I'm like, nothing's going to happen here. Like I could have said for the first 10 minutes of that game, nothing's going to happen in this first half. We had one chance, maybe with Roof. That was it. We were poor in terms of we needed to step it up in the second half, and it seems we always get that step up. But you would like to be more comfortable going into the break. We come out the break, we end up going 1-0 down, and then your alarm bells start ringing. You're like, such an easy one to defend. Obviously, O'Halloran's got pace. It's a ball over the top, though. Hollander should be able to deal with that. He's just caught. He runs round him, he's caught, and it's a goal. And that's where we get punished for not playing so well and taking the chances in the first half of the game, even though we were limited to a lot of them. But that sort of gave us a bit up the arse we needed, and I just don't really like that it takes us conceding a goal for that to happen. Like even 51, 52 minutes that goal was, like we were still not doing much up until then, and then as soon as that happened, we go up and get a penalty. Game changes completely. Obviously, Roof bags his goal, and that's my next question for you. Do you want to see Roof on the pens now?
Absolutely. As I said, I always like a striker on the penalties. I know Tav's been fantastic, but obviously he's missed a couple here and there. But I definitely came out of on the pens. I've always wondered why Morelos wasn't on them, but it is what it is, man.
Nah, I think best to have your strikers on the penalties because it will only give them confidence for scoring goals if we're getting pens. Like, you look how much we play in and around the opponent's box, we're going to get penalties. Like exactly what happened the weekend. Kent was just took off the ball, penalty, gets us right back in the game. There's some afters with Morelos and Roof and all that. Like, we'll leave that at that, and then it was up to the players then, because I was thinking of that Dundee United game before we get the penalty. I'm like, oh, because they're just going to sit back now. It's going to be tough for us to break them down. But we came up with the answers, and it could very well be a very important 3 points for us if we look back on this come next May. Like, a very important victory. Tavernier, what a goal, by the way. Stepped up when you really needed him, and he didn't go hiding. And he's shown again why he has the armband. Every single time he's asked a question, he seems to always come up with an answer for it eventually. And what a great goal. Worthy to win any game.
That was a sensational goal, mate. That is, as we're saying here, when you're in those kind of games, you need something special to pull out the bag, and my goals, that's sensational. Going back to the St Johnstone goal, for me personally, that's the reason why I call Hollander Bambi on ice. He's defending himself there. What is he doing?
Mm-hmm.
He's sliding on the ice. That was, I mean, you wonder why he gets injured. That's why he went off, mate. Just skating all over the park. And then I think about obviously the penalty. That boy, who made the tackle on Ryan Kent, was already booked. My question to the referee would be, why is that no a red card? Why is he no red carded then? He's already on a yellow. Why is he no off? And then obviously the other centre half goes to take the ball off Kemar Roof. I don't know why. Then Morelos backs his boy. I appreciate that. Obviously, maybe put his hands out. Who knows? But as soon as he does something, they're all chopping at a bit. And obviously, Rooney was chopping at it. I'm going to tell you something, Rooney. You're not 20, so why is your hair like that? Only Justin Bieber and Lionel Messi can pull that hair off. So let's get back to shaving the hair. You're already ginger. What are you going to be blonde for? You know what I mean? Like, let's just pipe it down there, all right? But nah, listen, sensational to pull out the back, as I say. Fantastic for Tavernier. Captain, as we say, always comes up with answers with shots like that. I mean, he was trying it all game. He was trying to pull something like that off. You could see it. But I was just happy to get the points, as I said, to get the result and get up the road. That's the way it has to be. I'm just so happy that there's a potential Ryan Jack coming back, and for me, we have to have it playing Jack. It's got to be Return of the Jack. Come on, return.
I know that's obviously going to be on the horizon. I hope. Hopefully, he doesn't have any other setbacks. It was quite positive hearing from Gerrard before this game and the press conference about it anyway. So hopefully, in the next month or so, maybe he'll be up to speed and we'll be able to have him back in. But just the last thing to touch on for this was our play when Lundstrom came on. Lundstrom's a guy who, in his early Rangers career so far, has been dealt with a lot of criticism, and I think rightly so, because we're expecting big things for Lundstrom, but it's going to take time for him to settle in. And when he came on and he had that burst up the other end of the park, that's what I want for Lundstrom. I want him to be box to box. I want him to be powerful when he's running and like create chances. He slid the ball through to Sakala. I'm like, please, like all I want is this guy to get off the mark. Eventually he was offside though, and he hits it. It's a poor finish for him, but on another day that could be a goal, and it's just that's what I want to be seeing for Lundstrom, even deep into a game.
Absolutely. Listen, look, see when he came on, I didn't think that was offside. I don't know whether the referee got that. That referee was at it all game for me personally, because he had a go at Tavernier when Tav went to hit the corner, tried to say it wasn't on the line when it was. It probably Sakala could have had a better finish there, but for me that was the offside. But it was a beautiful ball in. I'll tell you something. Obviously, he's deserved the criticism that he's got early doors, but as I say, we give him the full season. You never know what he can pull out throughout the rest of the season. And as you say, that play was a beautiful ball in anyway. He'd have been having last night anyway, Jack, if you've seen his story. With Ricky Gervais, but I know. But what's with Scouters and white teeth and all? By the way, I've noticed this and all. You've got Darren Tillman and you've got Big John Lundstrom and all. Why are Scouters obsessed with having pure white teeth? That's just a random thought. I've just appeared, but it's just weird to me.
I think they're the exact same person. That's why I think you're just looking at Dan Till and John Lundstrom. It's the same person. That's what I see anyway. Like,
I might be living double lives. I like it.
But then the sad takeaway for the St Johnstone game is Hollander's injury. It doesn't look pretty. It looks like he could maybe be out for the full season if it's as bad as first feared. Hopefully not though. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I think he might miss a few games though, which leaves us kind of bare in the centre half position. But it's one of them again. Just like we did on Sunday, we need to dig deep into the squad now. Players will need to step up and take their opportunities. And as you said, 3 points and get up the road. Exactly what we had to do and we done it. So that's the main thing going into obviously 2 big games again this week. To move on then for the St Johnstone game, the Relentless documentary eventually did come out, as we said at the top of the episode. That was meant to come out 2 weeks after we won the league, with the footage of us winning the league. But I think due to COVID situations and all that, the footage was scrapped, which is unfortunate. But we finally get to see some behind the scenes stuff. We reflected on the journey for Gerrard coming here, to last season, reviewing all the games back again. It was good seeing all of that kind of stuff again, remembering where you were, like what your thoughts were. Obviously, we recorded pretty much a reaction to every game, a podcast every week about it. So I was just remembering things like that, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the documentary. I thought it was well done. What was your thoughts on it?
Enjoyed it as well, mate. So it was a very well done documentary. These kind of things are always sort of well done, I suppose. But I enjoyed hearing for the batting team, really, just hearing what they kind of do, and I liked hearing that when they're come back for COVID, they got to work with each part of the park individually, getting to work with the defenders in the morning and then the midfielders and then the forwards. I liked hearing that from McAllister, and I think that's something that they're potentially still maybe doing. I noticed that in the warm up. Kind of forgot the boy's name off the top of the head, but I noticed he was working with the back four, sort of just passing the ball. But I enjoyed that. I just enjoyed hearing from Morelos and seeing the gaffer and all the emotions it brought back, really, for an incredible season. And it was when they touched on the Hearts game when we lost, obviously, to Hearts. That was a moment where I think we could all potentially agree that was a moment where we were thinking, he's going to be off. It just felt like it was done. But thankfully we persevered and we kept going, as we always do. I would have liked to have seen maybe some more of in the changing room sort of kind of half time kind of stuff. I was looking for some of that. I want to hear a Steven Gerrard riling the team up. How does he get the team going? As you say, if we don't really play well in the first half, let's hear how he gets them going in the second, or maybe it's Michael Beale, whoever. Maybe hear him, probably because McGregor's getting off his head. But you never know. It was nice to hear for Alfredo as well. Anything with Alfredo I love. But no, it was overall I thought it was really well done. I would have liked to have seen some more maybe through. I know they did the St Mirren loss, when he was talking about he probably should have picked a better team, but because of the fixtures that were coming up, he had to go with that team. I would have liked to have seen just some more of the Europa and things like that. And I would have liked to have heard for the higher ups. I would have liked to have given thanks to the fans for the support, since they keep putting the prices up like Vince McMahon. So I'd like to have heard for them.
Aye, I think that's probably the only problem and complaint I have with it. I would love to hear for everybody else around the club. Basically thanking the fans, paying customers for last season, because we haven't really received any sort of thank you bar. We won the league for you, though. We wanted you to win the league, but we're still paying you, and we don't get a thank you. I just don't know. It doesn't sit right with me, but I would like to hear for Douglas Park and co. Definitely.
I know, sorry to hang with me, but that's what the thing that I'm on about. I seen obviously last season when Ajax won the league, they melted it down into wee stars and they gave it to all the season ticket holders. I'm not saying melt the trophy down, but come on, we could have at least been given like maybe this documentary for a wee gift bag or something, like
Aye.
the things in it for the fans, personal messages, who knows? But as you're saying, it would have been nice to hear for them. What about yourself? What was your overall thoughts on this documentary then, Jacko?
Aye, as I said, I liked the timeline it went through. I liked how we started off with Gerrard and obviously the big Europa League qualification in the first season, showing how big that was for everybody. And then constantly improving every year. And I liked that they actually touched on the Hearts situation where they were open, but right, we think he's going to go. To then show obviously the season that came after it. It was really well done. I would just, like yourself, like to have seen more for behind the scenes when we won the league and that, but I know Rangers can only show so much of that due to the situation. But aye, overall, really good. And it was good that it was on YouTube because Rangers will want another fiver for it. They couldn't even give me that for free. So, I enjoyed it. And it'll be interesting to look back a few years to see if we can do it again. This is what it's all about now. Next thing then, Lyon come to Ibrox on Thursday. The Europa League kicks off. I'm really excited to get this campaign underway after the group. Lyon, top side. Looking forward to welcoming them to Ibrox. A lot of top players as well, like Shaqiri, Jerome Boateng signing in the summer. Dembele, obviously. Been there, Paqueta, Toko Akambi, like Denia, Awar as well. Like, a really stacked squad with a lot of talent in it, world class talent. So it's one that if we're on our game, if the Ibrox is rocking, we can definitely take the game to Lyon. And I'm really looking forward to this one. What's your thoughts on it?
I'm looking forward to it as well, mate. I'm looking forward to just hearing Ibrox roar and being that extra man and hopefully driving us to get three points in the group. I did Google about the manager because I know he was the Bayer Leverkusen manager when we last played Bayer Leverkusen, sort of last game before all the madness happened.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at it and I was seeing his CV and all that, but yeah, I did. But a good enough manager for teams like Bayer Leverkusen and Lyon. Still top coach, but you know what I mean. He's not won any trophies. He's not won a trophy with Ajax. But our league being a farmers league, I mean, no, that's a no. Great players, as I say, mate. Obviously ex-Celtic players in the team as well. So as fans, we're aware of the threat that they do bring there. But I think for us, I think the main thing is just the centre halves in it. It's just who's going to play there. And I know everyone says Conor Gilson, as you said, should have been dropped and things like that. But you can see probably why Gerrard doesn't drop him. Probably, as we say, on his day, strongly centre half club. But he's a leader for the back. There wasn't that vocal voice at the back, really. That was another thing I was a bit annoyed with. And always some of the stuff McLaughlin was doing, and I'm a bit annoyed with the whole goalkeeper situation here. Why is McGregor not playing? That's the thing I want to know. I know he's getting on in that, but still probably on his day the best keeper at the club. That's what annoys me and all. But this game, buzzing for it. Can't wait to hear the music again. I do enjoy the Europa League theme music, Jack.
Oh, the Europa League theme music is top tier. I can't wait for that as well, actually. Aye, and I'm just looking forward to Lyon. I feel like this is a really good test for us. I feel that it's maybe one of the tougher tests we've faced in the Europa League this far. I feel like Lyon are a really, really good team. Maybe don't get credit due to being in the French league. It's not really a well-respected league, but I still feel like looking at their team, they've got quality all through it. I think Paqueta and Gomares, I don't think they're able to travel to come to this game, which is a bonus for us because Paqueta is a really talented Brazilian forward. So, and Gomares as well in the centre of the park. So, I don't know what the situation is with the Brazilians. Obviously, Fabinho and stuff played at the weekend, but apparently these two aren't going to be allowed access into the country, which again is only a bonus for us. But aye, as I said, we're able to compete with this team man for man. This centre back position is going to be a worry. Goldson, I would like to hope, is back for his isolation in time for it. And then the partner for him, I'm hearing Jack Simpson isn't in the Europa League squad. So that leads then to obviously Leon Balogun. And Goldson would be the preferred two because they've played together a lot. They play together in Europe pretty often for us. So there'll be no question marks over that. But if Goldson has to miss out, you're looking at maybe Calvin Bassett centre half, Barisic in at left back. So that could be what we're down to if we're not careful in what we're doing. But I'm hoping Goldson will be back. I would like to think so anyway. We'll hear Wednesday what the extent of that is, and again with Hollander, because we might be just talking rubbish here and he might be back for Thursday, who knows. But aye, that's a big concern for it. And the team that I've actually picked by those guidelines then is I think McGregor comes back in again. I don't understand again why the keeper rotation's happening. I know you like to get the both of them games, but surely you just play the best keeper all the time. And for me, that's McGregor. Tav keeps his place, of course. Goldson, if he's back, starts alongside Balogun. I think Barisic comes back in as well. I think that's why Bassey played at the weekend, because I think Barisic will come back in. You know what he likes to do. Davis, Aribo, Kamara, Morelos, Kent, and I'm going to be Scott Wright to start against this team. They don't seem to like pace coming in behind them, so with Wright and Kent, that could be very good for us. Maybe even Fashion Sakala as well, because it's a guy I've got so much hope for, and I just want to see get more starts, get more confidence under his belt. You can see even with the game at the weekend, he gets into the right positions. It's all just getting that finish for him, and it's going to come eventually. So that's the team I'm going to go with. Obviously, Roof could be in there as well, but I quite like to look at that.
Well, I mean, I can't believe you've disrespected my boy Calvin Bassey like that. I mean, come on, you're really going to drop him?
It's going to happen.
No, I honestly, I probably will happen. Let's be honest. I like that lineup myself personally. If it's all depending on if Connor Goldson is fit, as we say. Sakala is another one as well, and Jack Simpson as well. See some of the signings as well. We've made the signings, and I'm thinking to myself, it's all right making the signings, and as you say, we watch Sakala's interview, and you instantly fall in love with the guy, and you hope he succeeds at the club. But can we see him on the park, and can we see him playing? That would be nice as well, please. I'd like to see. I think he's a winger more than he is a forward. Personally, I don't think he's a striker. I just think with the pace he's got, he's seen it that Johnston game there when he got the chance to run, they were terrified. So I would like to see him, and I do agree with you. I would like to see Scott Wright in the starting lineup, definitely. I do think the counter attacks sort of kinds of way we could hit them and hurt them. And Alfredo just pulling the goals in place. European top goal scorer doing the business. That would be lovely. I feel it for Jack Simpson though. That is one that I feel. Obviously, fans getting on his back, and I'd honestly, I think when he came on and obviously played the cup game that we were at, I don't think he made that many mistakes. I think obviously he has maybe a slip up in him, but I don't think he does deserve maybe a chance to. But he should have been in this lineup, this squad anyway. I know they've got to have the youngsters in there because of the country thing or what have you, but.
Aye.
That's where you think about Nico Katic as well. Obviously with injuries, that's what I said. We needed a big squad for this season. It's not just going to be the same 11 that won it last time. Going for it again, you needed a big squad. I know Katic came on at the weekend there and got some minutes in, so that's only a positive sign. I'm just hoping we can recall him in January, personally, mate.
No, I hope so. Hope there's some sort of causing his contract, because if Hollander is as bad as we think it is, we're going to need to get him back. There's going to be no questions about it. And the Jack Simpson situation as well, he's been not sort of thrown into the deep end, but he's been brought into the club early because obviously Gerrard wants to get him around the place, get him fitting in. He's fit into the squad. He's one of our centre backs at the club. Like he's going to be in with contention. Played an Old Firm game last year. We won that 4-1. He done well there for the end of the season. He saw it out. And then coming into this season, he's been starved the opportunity. Of course, there's 3 centre halves in front of you. You're going to be, but this is now his time to then step up and show why he should be in a Rangers jersey. Because even at the weekend, as I said when we talked about it, like him coming on for the last 20 minutes, like to grind out a victory for us is big. It's massive. It's going to do him a lot of confidence. Because he done really well when he came on. And I did personally just like seeing the Rangers fans getting on his back when he's barely kicked the ball for us. So I'm actually buzzing to see if Jack Simpson has what it takes to be a Rangers player. And we'll see over these coming weeks now if he's got it in him. But I'm looking forward to seeing him getting a consistent run of games. Because as you said, the only way we need to sign these players is we need to give them runs of games. Like, there's no point in signing them to sit them on the bench and bring them on every now and then. Like, players are brought into play. Obviously, that's down to whatever they're training, how their form is, or that. But I feel like we're in a position now where Lundstrom's hitting a decent bit of form, looks more confident. Maybe we could see him back in the starting lineup very soon. And as we said, obviously with Sakala as well. Aye, that's my situation on Simpson. I just don't like seeing MD getting on his back.
Near there, I mean, I don't like seeing it, especially when it's still early doors in his Rangers career. Obviously came in the January, but it's still early doors for him. It's the same with Lundstrom. Absolutely, if they're having a bad game, we're going to get on their back. But it's still at the end of the day, we back them. We back them till the full season. Who knows what the outcome or things like that is with their career at Rangers. But it's just for me, I'm noticing that we're signing all these players and then they're not even getting the chance to prove themselves. Yes, as you're saying, with training, it's all about who trains the best and who wants it the most. But I do feel like you've got to throw a dog a bone. I mean, and especially as we're saying, if Alander's out, you've got to put him in. I just think it's a bit disrespectful not to have him in this lineup here. For me personally, if you've got the young lad who's is it King? He's in the lineup, is he not? In the
I think
European
that's
squad,
why
so
we see with the Europa League set up. Like, you're allowed to pick, I think, 18 players or 20 odd players or something like that, and then your Scottish players. Like, so Arfield obviously came through the ranks in Scotland. McGregor, like all these players that came through the ranks in Scotland don't need to be registered, so they're automatically in the team. Whereas Jack Simpson, obviously down in England, he would need to be selected for the squad. But I think there is still like some sort of wild card you can use, maybe to sub. Obviously, if Hollander's out for the rest of the season, you're going to need him in the squad.
It's fantasy football.
It seems like fantasy football, doesn't it?
Fantasy football, aye.
But no, apparently there is something where you can still include Simpson in the squad. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But again, just looking forward to the Lyon game. Hopefully, we can get off to a good start. With the Europa League campaign at Ibrox as well. Set off for a nice occasion on Thursday. And then what's the other game going to be then? Brøndby and Sparta Prague. So we'll see how that one plays out as well for the rest of the group. But I'm really looking forward to the Europa League this year. I think see with the failure of the Champions League and all that, I think it just got everybody down about it. But now we're here. Let's just enjoy it.
You took your words straight out of my mouth, mate. That's what I was about to say. Echo what you've just said there. And also, I think this is more competitive. I've said this to you before. I feel like the Europa League is a hell of a lot more competitive. MD could win the Europa League, in my opinion. As you say, you always get that wee surprise team that go on a wee run and end up making it quite far in the competition. So who knows who'll come out on top of this season. I do fancy us in our group, to be honest with you, as we've said before. And let's just go for it on Thursday. I'm buzzing for this game now. Let's just hope everybody's up for it. Let's get the place bouncing as usual and get ourselves on the board. Good start.
Absolutely. And then the final thing, the agenda then is Motherwell after that game. Sunday, Flag Day. Obviously, it'll be a good occasion in itself. But after all is said and done, we need to go and get the 3 points at home to Motherwell. Motherwell are sitting on 10 points now, which I thought they were going to have a poor season, going to struggle with the team they had. But they've made some decent additions since we've done that video, and they look to be all right. Beat Aberdeen 2-0 as well. That's a good result for Motherwell. So they're coming in here on good form, and we're going to need to be careful because we've seen that Motherwell game last season. You've seen what it done for the fans and the support on that documentary there as well. Like, that was a massive victory. So they dealt us a problem last season, especially with a draw as well. So one we'll need to be up for. And the team I'm going for that one is, I know I just said it, but I'm going for what Gerrard is going to do. He's going to play McLaughlin. Like, he's not going to play McGregor, I think, Thursday, Sunday. He's going to bring in McLaughlin, I think. Tav again, Goldson again, if he is available. Balogun, Bassey comes back in to this one as well, I think. I think he's going to go with Lundstrom. I think Lundstrom's going to get a start here as well, alongside Kamara. Alongside, you don't drop Davis, so no, it's Davis or Aribo. I don't know about one though. And then I would like to see Sakala start here. I would like to see Sakala in with Morelos and Kent. If he doesn't obviously use that on Thursday, that could be interesting. Or does Morelos even play and he plays Roof up front? A lot to talk about there, but I would just like to see, i.e. like Lundstrom, Bassey back in, Sakala back in, if they're not obviously playing on Thursday.
If they're not obviously hanging with as you were saying, it obviously depends on Connor Goldson's situation. I could see Jack Simpson probably playing that game. Maybe Scott Wright coming in. I hate the whole rotating with the keepers as we've touched on this episode. I don't like it at all. I like my goalkeeper to be the main man. Obviously, that was the key to winning it last season was the same lads there and putting in the shifts. But who knows who'll play, mate? I would like to see some change in the team as well. And I could see Lundstrom starting on the Sunday, definitely.
No, but then again, it's a week away, that game now. So we're just sort of giving our initial thoughts so far. The Lyon game's the most important one now, but that's what I think could possibly happen come the weekend. And again, it's another opportunity to get 3 points on the board because our neighbours over there, they're playing Livingston away, and you know they struggle over there. So it's another opportunity again for us to get points on the board, and we'll see what happens with them in due course. But again, they're travelling as well. They're going to Real Betis on Thursday, so it's all about competing now because we need to match them for points. That's how it is. But I think that's all I've really got to talk about today. Is there anything else you'd like to add on?
Of course there is, Jack. I always like to add something on. First off, big shout out to Motherwell. I don't think they're doing no bad, but I'm hoping to obviously give them the boot at the weekend. But no, the thing I want to touch on is the whole Gary Neville thing. I don't know if you've seen it, talking about how the best atmosphere he's been to his Ibrox while he's wearing the sponsor's jumper.
Aye.
Does seem a bit suspect to me, but I mean, I appreciate the kind words, but I don't really care if Gary Neville thinks Ibrox is the best stadium. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's top right backs, as Jarger would say. It's not like it's a top right back saying that, is it? No, I mean, I didn't watch Gary Neville, did I? So I couldn't comment on him. But no, I just found that a bit suspect, mate. I don't know about yourself, but I just found that a bit weird. Like, you're wearing the sponsor gear and you're talking about it. Of course, people are going to be like, this is suspect. He's just saying that to say it. And then the club tweeting it out and all that. I'm like, yo, what's... Like, MD cares.
I know, I thought that myself as well. Obviously, Gary Neville, before our time, really, but I can appreciate how good he was as a player. But then, just the way the Kistori jumper on Rangers tweeting it did seem a bit weird. I didn't think about it as first, because I was just appreciating, obviously, kind words for somebody that plays the game. Again, like, it's nice to hear those sort of things about Ibrox and about your team and that. But again, I agree with what you're saying. Like, it does seem a bit weird.
I was like, who's running this deal? What's this? This a rock deal? Like, what we getting a sponsor and we're talking kind words? Like, what's this all about? I mean, don't get me wrong, like, he's a fantastic pundit and everything, and he probably seems like a player that would play for a badge, and I do like that about him. He seems like a bit of a warrior on the part, but if we're talking quality, like real playing ability, even I think he would admit it himself, he's probably not one of the best. I just think he's one of the workhorses, but just found it weird, mate, to be honest with you. Like the Rangers fans are going to be like, oh, you hear what Gary Neville said about us?
No.
They're every weekend, they know all about it.
No, absolutely. And is that us? Is that us? Gary Neville loves Rangers, but that's it.
No, mate. You know, there's the last thing we've got to touch on. We can't leave it like that. We've got to talk about our boy getting a new club, getting a new deal. Come on, show the boy some love.
The unsung hero, Greg Stewart. He's away to India, Jamshedpur or some mad team like that. Anyway, he's away to India. Greg, I know you never listen, but one day we're going to interview you. Watch this space. And best wishes to Greg over in India, of course. Again, a guy that was there every step of the way last season. And didn't get as much playing time as he would like.
But my for him last season.
Aye, he stepped up when he was needed. So that's the main thing. So all best wishes to Greg. And that's us then.
Absolutely.
That's us, right? We'll be back. We'll be back next week or at the weekend if any are available to do a reaction. It's really tough to get a reaction out now because going to the games and such. But again, we'll be back talking about the next 2 games in detail if it is next week. So until then, we'll see you. Cheers.